90 million years ago, the landmass we now call India tore away from the supercontinent of Gondwanaland. It became a massive, isolated island, drifting thousands of miles across the ocean. That drift ended in a violent collision with the Eurasian plate. The momentum of the Indian plate was so great that it didn't just stop, it began to fold the Earth's crust, pushing rock layers miles into the air. This impact closed the ancient seas between the two plates. The resulting pressure created the Himalayas, the highest mountain range on the planet. This physical barrier changed the movement of air across the entire continent, trapping moisture and heat in a way that dictated where life could survive and where it couldn't. These new peaks blocked global wind patterns. Moist sea air was forced to rise against the mountains, cooling and condensing. This created the monsoon, a seasonal cycle of heavy rain that turned an arid region into a massive network of fertile river valleys. These rivers carried silt and nutrients down from the mountains, coating the plains in rich soil that could support massive amounts of vegetation. In this newly formed environment, giant creatures like the stegodon, a massive relative of the elephant, became the dominant force. The landscape was a dense, humid jungle where size and strength were the primary requirements for survival. The tectonic crash had created a high-stakes biological arena, a land of incredible fertility, but one occupied by massive predators and megafauna. The first humans to enter this arena were Homo erectus. We know they were here because of million-year-old stone tools found at Atarampicum, tools that prove they were already hunting and gathering across the southern plains. But about 74,000 years ago, the environment shifted. The Toba Supervolcano in Indonesia, sending a massive cloud of ash across the Indian subcontinent that choked the atmosphere. The ash blocked the sun, causing temperatures to drop and vegetation to die off. For the Homo erectus populations already in India, this volcanic winter was a catastrophic blow to their food supply. Roughly 9,000 years after that eruption, a new wave arrived, Homo sapiens. They followed the coastlines from Africa into a subcontinent that was still ecologically unstable and recovering from the Toba disaster. These modern humans didn't walk into a stable paradise. They arrived in a landscape where resources were scarce and competition was high, forcing them to find new ways to secure their survival. To survive the predators and the climate, they utilized natural rock shelters, like those at Bimbeca. These stone fortresses provided the first permanent defensive positions for human groups in the region. On these walls, they recorded their tactical shift. They weren't just gathering. They were using bows and coordinated group strategies to take down the massive animals they encountered. They also turned fire into a defensive technology. By keeping large blazes at the entrances of their shelters, they were able to repel large predators and secure their settlements through the night. These tools and fires did more than just provide heat. They became the focal points for the first organized human societies on the subcontinent. Around 9,000 years ago, the way humans lived changed completely. Instead of following the movement of animals, they began intentionally planting seeds and waiting for them to grow. This shift was only possible because the monsoon rains, generated by the mountains millions of years earlier, provided a reliable seasonal water source for their crops. By controlling their food supply in one place, they moved from nomadic groups to settled communities, laying the foundations for the first permanent villages. These villages eventually grew into the Indus Valley civilization. Places like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were among the most organized urban centers in the ancient world. The organic shapes of the caves were replaced by strict engineering. Every brick was baked to a specific size and laid in precise geometric patterns to create stable, multi-story structures. Their engineering went beneath the surface, too. This stone-covered channel is part of an advanced drainage system designed to move waste away from living quarters, a level of sanitation that required intense social organization. These layouts show how they managed water. Deep brick wells were connected to narrow channels to ensure that even a dense city population had a consistent supply of fresh water. The path from a drifting island to a sophisticated metropolis took millions of years. These cities were the final proof that humans had successfully adapted to the violent geological forces that shaped the subcontinent.